Okay, guys, in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys a very simple strategy, easy. It is not complicated at all. You don't even need to have any knowledge of TA. Okay, all you need to do is to be able to click a mouse. It's that simple, really, guys. Um, a friend first told me about this, months back, but I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it until recent. And a few days back, I was also going through ICT videos, his analysis video of 2016, one of the videos, and he mentioned it casually. Okay. And I felt like this is an excellent strategy you can use when you know what you are doing. Okay. You need to know when you are do what you are doing to use this. Okay. It's simple, it's not hard. Okay. Now let me go into the details. Um Personally, I wouldn't recommend that you use this, like you make this a personal trading strategy, even though you can, but um well, it really depends on you, okay? But I think it's an excellent strategy if you are trading, you are in a drawdown, or maybe you are trading a prop challenge, you are in a drawdown and like you don't have any other hope, like maybe your challenge is going to expire in like a few days, let's say a day or two. You don't have anything else to lose. Okay, this is best for that kind of situation. Okay? Even though you can use it anytime, but I think because of the risk involved, I'm going to explain the risk involved and all of that. But because of the risk involved, I feel like it is best to use it when maybe you are desperate. Okay, you are desperate to get out of a drawdown, you have limited time left, or you are in need of money. Okay, you are in need of money and you don't mind losing money. You don't mind losing money to make money in code. Okay, that's it. Okay, so let me go into the details. The first thing you want to do is to check the economic calendar, right? You want to check the economic calendar for high impact news event. Okay, high impact news event, and you want to note the time, okay, that the news is going to be released. Okay, once you check the high impact news event, you know the time that the news is going to be released. Um, You will then wait 1 or 2 minutes before the release of the news. Okay, and you are going to place a stop order above and below the current market price. Okay, all right. So something like this. A stop order is okay. Now let me explain for those of you that might not know what a stop order is. Um, a stop order is basically an order that executes. For example, if you want to go long, okay, your order is going to be above the current market price. In an ideal situation, if you want to go long, for example, you want to catch this move, where will you place your order? Okay, assuming price is trading there, normally you want to place your order somewhere like this, right? You want to do something like this. Now, this is a normal order. This is a normal limit order. Okay, this is a normal limit order. So, a stop order, on the other hand, instead of placing the order here, I'm going to place the order like somewhere here. Okay, so just before the release of the news, I'm going to place the stop order above. If you think that the price is going to be bullish, you don't even need to know what the market is going to do. Okay, you can place a stop order above the market price like this. So once, if the news is bullish, okay, it will just pick you right there and then continues to run up. Okay, so you are going to set your partial level. So your partial level, you want to make sure it is not too far away. Okay, it is not too far away. Maybe like at 2 hour, you can set to take out 25% at 2 hour and then break even at that point. Okay, because of the spread. Okay, so you don't want your stop loss to be too tight, and you don't want your stop loss to be too wide. Okay, so just something decent. Okay, so, and then you are also going to place a stop order below the current market price. Remember, you wait like 2 to 1 minute before the release of the news. So you are going to have two others, one above the current market price and another below the current market price. Okay, so if the news is bullish, it will pick you and then run you up in profit. If the news is bearish, it will still pick you and run you down in profit. Obviously, if the news is bullish, this order will not get picked. Okay, the order will get picked only if price trades down and reaches this level. Okay, so this is a safe way to benefit from high impact news event without losing money. Okay, now the downside to this is that you cannot use this for news event that whips up. Okay, like news event that tends like go up and down and go up and down, like FOMC and non-farm payroll. So generally, and ECB conference tends to like cause this seek and destroy kind of market profile. Okay, so you don't want to use it for those kind of news event. Okay, this is best for news event that is one directional. Okay, where once the news is released, price will just shoot up and or shoot down depending on what plays out. Okay, so that's the kind of news event you want to use this for. So this is excellent for CPI and PPI. Personally, I think that this is excellent for PPI and CPI news event. Okay, this is what I shared with the guy, with friend. He's traded FTMO and his account is going to expire on Wednesday. So he reached out to me on Monday, was frustrated, and I shared this with him. I told him to try it with the PPI news of yesterday that was released, and that was what he used from a 5% drawdown. It was able to break even, and it put him at what was it called? At a 5% profit. Okay, he did almost an 11 hour with this strategy, almost an 11 hour yesterday with this strategy. Okay, so what you just want to make sure you do is you want to make sure that you set your first partial level. Okay, your partial should be very close. Okay, so at least like 25% at 2 hour. Okay, and then the next partial maybe like 5 hour or 6 hour, depending on no generally these events are usually rapid like this one. Okay, so they tend to do like crazy hour, like 6 hour, 7 hour, 8 hour, like just this move from here to here is like 15 hour. Okay, so your first partial level would be close. Okay, the reason why you want to do that is just in case anything happens, just in case the news reverses. Okay, you want to make sure that at the point where you are taking 25% of your partial, you also break even. Okay, you also break even just in case there is a reversal. It doesn't, you won't be on the wrong side of the market because the slippage can be really crazy. All right, now, so this is best used if you are using an EA. Okay, because of how rapid the news is going to be, the move is going to be rather. You want to use an EA to automate this. Okay, for those of you that are on my Telegram chat, you can use that EA I shared with you guys. Okay, the EA, you can set your partial, it automatically take your partial when price reaches that level. So you can set the first partial level to 25%, the second partial to like maybe 7, or you just wait for the close of the candle. Okay, so um another thing you need to know about this strategy is that um you might not get filled right here. Okay, the idea is that when price trades to this level, you get filled, right? But because of slippage, you might get filled maybe like somewhere around here or somewhere around here, depending on how bad the spread and the slippage is. Okay, so you have to be mindful of that. All right, so generally, anything can happen. Okay, sometimes you just never can tell how the news is going to deliver. All right, so that's why I said it's a little bit risky to some extent, especially if the news eventually turn out to be a whipsaw. Okay, but the easiest way you can know the outcome of the news is to know how the news tends to pan out is to check the last few months, like the last 3 or 4 months of the news. Okay, for example, I know that I'm very familiar with some news event. I know that USD PPI, USD CPI news release is generally one directional. So once they release it, it just drops down aggressively, okay, or up depending on if it is bearish or bullish. Okay, so those are the kind of news you want to use it for. You don't want to use it for non-farm payroll or FOMC news event or ECB. Okay, those kind of news event tend to like create a seek and destroy nature. So you don't want to use it for those kind of high impact news events. So what I would advise you do is before you use this strategy for any news event, go to go to Forex Factory. When you click on Forex Factory, now let me show you. Let me just show you. I want to try to make this as detailed as possible. I'll also show you my NT4 and show you how you can do this with the EA that I shared on the Telegram chat. Okay, so let me go to Forex Factory so that I'll show you how you can do this. Okay, so this is Forex Factory. What you can do is when you come to Forex Factory, okay, for example, if you are planning on using it for um this news, for example, today by 8:30 core retail sales, what you want to do is you are going to click on it. When you click on it, you see the previous news releases, okay, and then you can maybe open it on another tab. Like you click on the dates, okay, and you want to check the last time that the news was released. You want to check the behavior of price. You want to see how price was delivered on that news, on that specific news event, right? You can see here that it is October 14th. Okay, October 14th. So if you go back to October 14th, this should take me to October 14th. Okay, so if you check the date, you can see the date here too was also 8:30. Okay, so once you note the date, you then go back to trading view. Okay, you go back to trading view to check how that news event was delivered on that particular day. Okay, so October 14th, I think. So you can click on this calendar right here, or you can just go to the daily time frame to make it faster. So I would navigate to October 14th. I'm trying to be as thorough as possible with this so that you would have a detailed understanding of how you should go about this, the right way of doing this. Okay, so here we have October 14th. So I'm going to go back in time to October 14th. Let me just move it to October um 17th. Okay, then you would go back to the 5 minute time frame and look for the 8:30 news. Where is 8:30? This is 8:30. Okay, October 14th, 8:30. Let me check again just to be sure. Friday, October 8:30. Okay, so core retail sales. So you can see right away that you can use that strategy for this one. Okay, because the core retail sales, the impact of the news is not rapid, is not fast, is not one directional. So it's important you know the characteristics of the news event that you are using a strategy for. Like I said, it's always best for news event that is fast, that is rapid, and one directional. Like at least two that I'm very sure of that I know I've back tested is the CPI news and the um PPI, USD CPI and USD PPI news event. At least those two you can be sure that it is going to be one directional. Okay, of course, anything can happen. Okay, past performance is not a about you should say that it's not a guarantee of future results. Okay, so what has happened in the past does not necessarily means that the same thing will happen in the future. Okay, that's why I said this might be a little bit risky, and it's best in a situation when like you don't really have any option again, and you're in a drawdown, you want to get out of that drawdown. Okay, so it's generally best for this kind of scenario. So this is how you just check. This is how you check the previous um news event. Okay, so once you click on that folder, this folder is going to show you the dates of the previous news event, and you want to go to trading view. You want to go to trading view to check the how that news was delivered. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So let me show you on on MT4. Okay, so that I will show you how you can use the trade assistant to set your partial and set all those details, your partial and all of that. Okay, let me switch to MT4. Yeah, okay, so let's assume that I want to I'm expecting let's assume that a news event is coming up, okay, and you wait like 1 or 2 minutes before the release of the news event, okay, and then you are going to this is trade assistant. For those of you that are not familiar with this is trade assistant. You can buy it on the store. I also shared a version of it that you can use for free on the Telegram chat. Okay, this is the paid version. I'm personally using the paid version, right? So it is more up to date. It has a bit more features compared to the one that was shared on the Telegram chat. So you can just purchase it if you can afford it. Right. So what you want to do is you are going to click on this. You go to the settings first, and you want to set your partial TP1, TP2. Personally, I've set TP1 to take 25%. You can set it to take 25% at you change this to RR, take 25% at 2R, and take like maybe 75% at 6R or 5R, depending on the news event. Okay, so you want to set this, right? And of course, you would have set the other things like your risk. Okay, this can set this to 1% or 2%, depending on the situation of things for you. Take for example, if your challenge is going to expire like let's say today or the next day, and you are in a drawdown of like let's say in a drawdown of 5% or 6%, you can risk 2%. You don't really have anything to lose anymore, so you can use 2%. And once you click on this, right, if you want to place a long order, you're going to place that above the current market. Assume price is currently trading here, for example, and the news is going to be bullish, you're going to place it like this. Okay, of course, you're going to place both order. It doesn't really matter whether you think the news is going to be bullish or bearish. So you're going to place the order above the current market price, not too far away from it and not too close, so that it doesn't activate before the news. Okay, so something like that. Of course, this is your first partial, this is your final partial, and your final take profit level. Okay, you're going to have that like that, and then you're going to click on place order. Okay, so I hope it doesn't activate because it's a live account. So you place the order like that. So this is what you call a stop order. So if the news is bullish, once the market hits this level, okay, it's going to activate you and you're going to ride along with it. And your TP level, once it reaches this break even level, okay, I'm going to show you how I can set break even. Let me just quickly show you. You want to set break even, here, just check this break even at 2R. So once price gets to 2R and then the offset. Okay, like you want to account for slippage or commission, you can add an offset like maybe 10 or 15 or 20, depending on the size of your account. Okay, so or if you want to move it to, like, let's say you want to move the stop loss, I mean you want to break even and you want to move your stop loss to like 1 hour, you can set this to 1 hour. Okay, you can set this, you change this to 1 hour. But if you want to use points, personally I like to use point, you can set it to 10 or 20 or whatever. Okay, so once the news is released and price runs up, it will pick you up and then take your first partial at 2 hour. Obviously there will be slippage, so you end up making more than you would make here, and it might not feel you here. Okay, it might feel you maybe somewhere at this level, right? It might feel you somewhere at this level, it might not feel you here or maybe here, depending on how wide the spread and the slippage is. Okay, so you place both a buy stop order and both a sell stop order. Okay, so that would be the first order. The second order will be, use this below the current market price. Okay, so you're going to place it like that, right? So that's pretty much it. Okay, so now I have two orders. Okay, so that's how you're going to do it. Okay, right? So you have a stop order. I hope this does not activate. Okay, let me just, I hope you've already seen what I want to show you. So you have a buy order above the current market price. If price goes up, it will pick you, you ride along with it. If price goes down, it will also pick you, ride along with it. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I hope you understand. I hope it is clear enough. What you need to understand with this strategy is that, one, you use it for high impact news event. Two, you want to make sure that the news event you use it for, it is one um that is one directional. It's not whipsaw. Okay, price doesn't do this Judas swing before the news. If not, as me, imagine there is a Judas swing before price goes up. Of course, it's going to activate you, take you out, and the slippage is going to be crazy before it then picks you here. Okay, even though you will still profit from this, but you would have had this loss, and this loss can be crazy, especially if you use a high risk. Okay, so you want to use it for news event that is one directional. Okay, news event that is one direction. I can't overemphasize that. So make sure you do your own diligent research. As I have explained, go to Forex Factory, check the previous history of that news event, go to TradingView and check how price was delivered in the past. Okay, while also bearing in mind that previous or past performance is not a guarantee of future result. Okay, so you still have to manage your risks. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, that's why I said personally I would only use this strategy when I'm desperate to get out of a drawdown, or I'm taking a challenge and my time is up and almost up, and I don't really have any other thing to lose. Okay, so I want to give it my last shot. That's generally when I want to use it because of the risk involved. Okay, even though most of the time, for example, the whole of this year for CPI has been mostly one directional. Okay, once they release the news, there's usually no Judas swing or anything like that. Same thing for PPI news event. Okay, so those are the two that at least personally I know I've back tested, I've checked for the last 6 months, and all of them have been one directional. Okay, so that's all I think about this strategy. When you try it out, please do share it on the Telegram channel. Let us know the outcome. Okay, when I do too, I'll definitely will share it and let you guys know. So generally for me, for subsequent CPI news event, this is strategy I'm going to use. Okay, this strategy I'm going to use, especially because of the slippage that happened the last CPI. Okay, I tried to trade it and I had a really crazy slippage that I almost lost my funded account. Okay, so That's that. If you have any question, let me close this first and foremost. Why do I close it? So if you have any question, guys, you can always drop them in the comment section or drop them on the Telegram channel. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.